Just a never-ending, relentless, swamp-ass, uncomfortable walk to my car in the parking lot. Fuck you, Florida. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to 4-Player Co-op. The name is a lie. Once again, I'm Gladys, and with me, as always, is Crypt Panther.
Hey, everybody.
It's going to be just the two of us tonight. The other two goons could not make it due to unforeseen circumstances, so the two of us are going to continue the best we can, and we've got a lot of news to get to, so let's roll right into it. First up, let's catch you up on what we're playing. I've been into, of course, still playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I started replaying one of my old PC favorite games, Rome 2 Total War. I still am playing the Golf Club 2, which Panther got me into. Thank you so much. It's great.
No problem.
And I just started playing a brand new mobile game. I think I just got Panther back on to return the favor. It's called Golf Clash, and it's pretty damn addicting so far.
Yeah, it didn't take me long to get it downloaded and start playing. I was like, I gotta put my phone down so we can record.
I don't know what is going on. We must be losing our minds. If somebody would have told me we'd be playing two different golf games on two different platforms at the same time.
Shit, that's too funny.
I'd say there's less of a chance of that than the 4-player co-op actually having 4 players.
There you go.
But here we are. So gaming news, let's roll right into it. No, never mind. What are you playing? I'm sorry. I'm trying to skip ahead here. I'm probably because you only have 2 words written on there.
Video games. That's what I've been playing. Been playing video games.
Yeah.
Well, last podcast, Doomer gave me shit for having too much. This time I just had video games. But as Baker, I've been playing Golf Club 2. Really liking it. Getting a little bit better at it. Still having some rough games, but it's fun. And like you said, Golf Clash. I just started playing it like 20 minutes ago. It's fun. I get back into playing Just Cause 3 because it was a free game this month. The game is just mindless fun, running around, blowing shit up, doing crazy shit. So playing that. And I did finish the game inside, and pre-podcast I was bragging it up to Baker how great I thought it was. I just love the game. It was so much fun to play, and I recommend anyone that's looking for, if anyone likes the side-scrolling puzzle games, it's fun to play. It's interesting, and the ending is just it's mind-numbingly crazy. I don't know how else to describe it. If you don't want to play it, you can watch it on my channel. There you go. Shameless plug.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing because I don't think that one's for me.
Oh, well, that's fine. Like I said, it's pretty awesome. Oh, and a quick update. My PC parts have been ordered. Just waiting for everything to get delivered. So, yeah, within hopefully
one of us.
Hey, I was PC gaming, man, years ago. But, yeah, going back into PC gaming, it's going to be fun, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be great because actually it seems like lately the PS4 has kind of been a no man's land as far as multiplayer games where we can all get together, aside from Friday the 13th, but even then it's still been hard for us all to get our usual group, our Redditor squad.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of us have migrated ever so gently over to the PC side, and we've been playing that, so it'll be cool to hear you rage on PC.
I rage on all platforms.
Yeah, you do not discriminate with that rage. Everybody gets it.
That's right.
All right, so let's hit the gaming news. First, as we've mentioned, we're still playing Friday the 13th, trying to get groups together and everything. So there's been a lot of updates. Panther, talk to us about those.
So yeah, the community's been kind of crying for an update. They've been, waiting for another patch to fix some issues. They've been, kind of hounding for host migration, dedicated servers for console, and they're asking for a lot. And like I said, I don't know if it was last podcast or podcast before, there was the big freak out where people thought they were abandoning the game because they started working on another one. Well, this is kind of proof that they haven't given up. They have a new website called bloodydisgusting.com. It's going to be linked in the description. So they're other than just the new website, they have a new JSON and a new map coming soon. And I know there's a big patch in the works because I was on Twitter and I follow Ilphonics, which is, I don't know if the developer or the producer, I don't know. They're one of the groups that's involved in the Friday the 13th, whether they're the developer or the producer of the game. But yeah, they were replying back to a lot of fans. I know there's a big patch coming, what fixes are coming, and with this new some DLC, a new Jason. And I do know from watching some other YouTube videos in the last week, Kane Hodder's been back. And he does the Jason for the game as well as he did in the movies. He is doing more kill animations.
Yeah.
So they're updating some kill animations and also new kill animations for the Jason. They have a DLC called Spring Break. It's just a new clothes. But also there's a brand new map based on the film Friday the 13th is in the works. So it's going to be one map that people are hopefully from this movie series recognize. New counselors are going to be added. And tease that they also may be based on movie characters. So, and there's also previous announced new character emotes and kills are also on the way, like I said. So, yeah, so I mean, they're not abandoning the game. It looks like they're finally, hopefully, turning the point where, they're over that hump of getting, kind of the back end sorted out. And now that they have potential content to be added to the game is going to be a big plus. I do know they're adding smaller maps. I don't know how that's going to work. I know yourself, Baker, is kind of on the fence about them, and me as well. But depends on how.
I'm not on the fence. I don't
well, you don't like it, but we haven't played them. We don't know how it's going to be implemented. We don't know how the escapes are going to be done. So depending on what they do to change them, I'm looking forward to a change. I'm hoping it's a good one, but we don't know until we see exactly how the maps will play out in the smaller version. They say smaller, deadlier maps, so I don't know if it's still going to be, a car and a boat or and calling the cops, whether the time frame is cut down for the cops to show up. There's been no, details released other than we're getting smaller maps. But a new map, new Jason, new counselors, and things coming. It's all good news. Like I said, the smaller maps may not be good news for some people. But like I said, we'll have to see how they implement them. But I'm excited. I really like this game. I was skeptical when I first saw it, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when they were talking about it. I'm thinking, this looks kind of stupid. But, I mean, shortly after it was released, and I bought it, and I enjoyed it. I didn't regret the purchase at all. I just wish that, they had did a dedicated, almost defecated servers.
That's what we have now.
That's what we have now. That's the host. That's the host that quits when he gets killed. That's called a defecated server.
I had that happen twice yesterday, actually.
Yeah. So some dedicated servers in console would be nice, or at least implement a host migration so that when the host does take a hissy fit, or his mom calls him to supper, then we all don't get kicked out of our game. So, yeah. So, like I said, there's definitely some still improvements to be made, but as of right now, to me, it looks like they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I do have one correction to make. You said the new website was Bloody Disgusting. That's actually incorrect. The website for the article is bloodydisgusting.com.
Oh, my bad.
That's a horror
bad.
website. Yeah, the official Friday the 13th game website is f13game.com.
Sorry, my bad.
That's
bad.
okay. I heard you say Bloody Disgusting, and something clicked in my head. I said, no, I know that's a website already.
Yeah. So I'm reading the article of that. The article is going to be linked in there, and then I do believe they linked the new website in there as well. I guess I was reading the article, and I thought this article was all linked off their own page. My bad.
It's okay.
My bad. I am drinking, so.
Yep. All right, so moving on here. No Man's Sky is once again under the microscope. They released a big new update 1.3. This follows in the footsteps of the Pathfinder and the Foundation, the previous major updates that they did. And it's actually a pretty beefy update. They got a lot of new stuff. Their tagline on their website here is introducing 1.3. It's called Atlas Rises, and it brings a brand new and overhauled central storyline. It adds portals, a new procedural mission system, trade improvements, system economies, joint exploration, and more. There is a confirmed slight multiplayer aspect to it now. You can see other players. They just look like little orbs that kind of float around, but there is slight interaction with other people now. So a lot of people that were asking for any type of multiplayer integration, maybe you'll be happy about that. For me personally, I didn't really care too much. I just wanted a beefier game. It was very bare bones when it released, and now we are just over the 1 year mark, and we get this release. So up to now, they've added vehicles, as we just said, portals, new things now. So you can build bases, which I think is kind of counterintuitive to the whole, explore the galaxy. If you're exploring, you don't set up shop and stay in one spot. That's kind of, doesn't make sense to me. But they added a lot of new stuff. There has been graphical updates as well. So with missions, better graphics, different stuff that you can find. They added resources. There's different inventory options that you can do now. They actually have added a lot of stuff into the game. I still don't feel like it's the game that was promised. When they released it, obviously, we covered it and it was all over the place. It's one of the great failures of our gaming era as far as what was promised and what was delivered. And just about everybody that's heard the name No Man's Sky is aware of that, but it's getting closer. And I can't begrudge the game for improving, and it has improved. So with this update, it improves once again. I still am not very thrilled by what we have as far as the final product, but I am a little more confident that it will eventually get there, and it will eventually be something that I want to play. So if you guys are on the fence about No Man's Sky, if you're like me and you had it uninstalled for at least 8 months, then you may find it worth it if you had similar problems that I did, to reinstall it and actually give it another shot. I did reinstall. I've been playing just a little bit. It looks better. It feels just a little bit better, but again, I still don't feel like it's the game that was promised. Piggybacking off of that, the Atlas Rises update, No Man's Sky is currently one of the most played games on Steam, and that's directly thanks to the Atlas update. It peaked at just over 6,000 players concurrently for the first time in a long time. So it made it into the top 100 active games on Steam. That was on August 11th, so a week ago, last Friday, as of this recording, a week ago. So
right after the new update came out and people had a chance to install it, it seemed to take off again. And it's still too, one of the comments that was made on a Reddit post, I'm not sure which, if it was a No Man's Sky sub or the PS4 sub I was on, but someone made a note in there, and it makes sense that if you were on Steam and you shit on the game and now you played it and it's better, go back and update your review of the game to reflect the actual content of the current game. And I think that's a fair thing to say. I know a lot of people probably won't go back and update them because there's probably a lot of people that will probably never install it no matter what they do. But I think anyone that, like yourself, right now your opinion has greatly changed. And anyone that, his opinions have greatly changed and they give it a bad review, I think they should go back and update the review. Now, I never played the game. I watched a lot of gameplay when it first came out. And I know you have it, and I know Doomworks has it, and I think there's a couple of people on my friends list had it. And like I said, everybody that I know was disappointed in what they got for a game. And I myself was glad I didn't buy it. But now that they've added all this stuff, I'm like, wow, I kind of wish I had the game, but I'm still don't think I'm gonna shell out the $60. I guess still $60, if not, it's almost still full price around here. So unless they drop a big discount to get people to buy it, I don't see me picking it up right away. But I mean, it definitely piques my interest in the game. So someone who never even played it and heard nothing but negatives, now with this new content and promising still more down the pipe. So yeah, for someone who never played it and heard nothing but negatives, it still piques my interest now. So
yeah, I say right now, if you could get it heavily discounted, it'll be worth that price. It's still, for me, not the price of a full game. I do regret buying it, of course.
Yeah.
But if you can grab it while it's on sale, if you somehow see like a 75% off, if you can grab it for $15, $20, then it's arguable that that's a good purchase. And I can say that now after these several, major updates that it's had.
Right.
On its release, I would have regretted paying more than $10 for it.
Yeah,
it was that empty.
Yeah.
But it's gotten better. And like I said, it would be foolish of me in any scenario, not just with this game in particular, but in any scenario, to begrudge improvement. And I think it can be confidently said and not argued against that this game has been improved over the past year. So
yeah, I think honestly, with the amount of games that are slated to come out and in the next couple of months and in the first of next year, I think they'd be hard pressed to get a lot of new audience unless it is discounted. And people that don't buy games, at launch because they don't pay full price. So, there'd be that window for the Destiny crowd and there are Uncharted games next week, Destiny crowd, and then into October's the new Assassin's Creed, and then Battlefront. So with those big games coming, a lot of people that do buy games on release aren't going to go out and probably pick up a copy of this unless it's heavily discounted. But I think a heavily discount would get a lot more people into playing it that aren't going to look at purchasing all the new titles coming out at the end of this year and the first of next. So I know, most game companies probably don't want to slap a big discount on a game since after they've, put all this work into these big updates. But I think if they need a player base to keep them going forward and, keep a worthwhile building on and keeping their current player base happy, I think they should slap a heavy discount on it.
And I would say at this point, a year after release now, it did very well. It was very successful on release, despite all the negative reviews and criticism. The reason is because that took some time for all those negative reviews to hit because it's such a big game. They said, what was it, 18 quintillion worlds? It takes a long time to figure out that a game so big is actually so shallow. You're not aware yet, up until you hit maybe 8 or 10 hours or so, that it's extremely repetitive, that the procedural generation only has so many variations that it can actually pull from. So you're seeing the same type of animals and plants on all these different planets, with different hands or a different leaf, but it's the same planet. All right, same plant, excuse me. You're seeing the same variations over and over, so it actually just feels like there isn't really unique variation. It just takes a while to figure that out because when you first start the game, it seems fantastic. The first few hours that you play, and ask anybody that has played it, the first 5 or 6 hours that you're playing, that actual feeling of genuine discovery and, this planet is totally different than the last one, these animals are totally different. That's the best experience that you have with this game. And it is worth it for a discounted price just for those first few hours of discovery. But once you get after that, it's just stale. It's just a grind. It's the same thing over and over again, and there's no reason or rhyme for it. It's an endless sandbox experience that does not reward in any way.
It's a sandbox that the cat took a shit in.
Yeah, pretty much. It's discovering, the cat landmines that are hidden around the sandbox. Eventually, it all looks the same. But yeah, if you can find it discounted, go ahead and get it. Just I would say heavily discounted.
Yeah, don't slap down your hard-earned cash for full price for sure. Still, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A year later.
Maybe in the next couple updates. Maybe when we revisit this game 2 years out, if they've been updating it, maybe then I can confidently put a stamp on it. But as of yet, nah.
Maybe the title of No Man's Lie will be washed away.
Who knows? Stranger things have happened.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So PlayStation's got a lot of events coming up. Tell us about those.
Well, one of the events that isn't solely PlayStation is PAX West. I don't have a full rundown of PAX West info. There's a bunch of Sony stories, so I thought I kind of bundled the Sony ones together, since we're still, mostly, and we'll admit it, Sony fanboys, except for Uber. he's a Switch bitch.
Switch bitch. I like that. That's good. It's catchy.
So coming up, PAX West is in Seattle this year, September 1st. I guess returns to Seattle. I thought it was in LA last year, or maybe it wasn't. But anyways, returns to Seattle September 1st, and they have over 20 games. PlayStation's going to have. I'm not going to go. I can run them down very quick. So they get Gran Turismo Sport, and they have these PlayLink games, which is Hidden Agenda, That's You, Fanatics. I'm not sure, and Knowledge is Power. The PlayLink games are kind of like, I guess, kind of party games. We got one of those free last month in PlayStation Plus. I downloaded but never even looked at it. There's going to be Uncharted Lost Legacy, which comes out the 22nd. Detroit Become Human, Knack 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Swords of Dido. I don't know what that. I never heard of that game. Ni no Kuni 2. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. If I am, I don't care. Tooth and Tail, Burly Men at Sea, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Samurai Showdown V Special. I've never heard of that either. Omen of Sorrow. That sounds like a Norwegian metal band. Windjammers, Hob, and Battle Chasers. And then they have some VR titles: Gran Turismo Sport VR, The Inpatient Bravo Team, Caillou Driving Range, Moss, Star Child, League of War, VR Arena, and Spark. So they have over 20 titles they're going to have at PAX West. So a big showing from PlayStation at one of the PAX events. I don't know about the PAX East event and stuff, how much showing PlayStation had there, but anyone that's going to be in Seattle September 1st, there you go. The next event that they have is a Sony showcase is in Paris. It's October 30th. And there's not a whole lot of details on the website that I found on it. It gives some... it's going to be at 4 p.m. UK time. That's like, I don't know, 12 noon, I think, in Eastern. Yeah, 12 p.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific, so at least it's early in the day. So anyone that's not working that day will be able to watch it because it's at least at a decent time for people in North America anyways. So the Paris Showcase is, they usually don't have any major announcements. They usually no big, this is, like Last of Us 2 type announcements, but they usually cover a lot of their upcoming games. Maybe we'll get a few more release dates for some of the 2018 games that we're still waiting on. I know we have the release date for the new Horizon DLC as well. When is that, Baker? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Shit, I can't remember. But anyways, they'll be talking probably about that as well. If it's not released by the 30th. I think it's in October it's released. I can't remember now. I'd have to Google it. Rick, we don't have that as a topic. I don't know why we don't have that as a topic this fucking week on the podcast.
November 7th.
So yeah, they'll be talking about it because it's before the release. So thank you for that. I imagine there'll be probably some God of War info, Last of Us 2. But I don't think we're going to get any huge stuff. That's going to come, I think, whenever they have the PlayStation Experience in Anaheim on December 9th. I'm going to link all this stuff in the description as usual. There's a short video on the blog channel about the experience in Anaheim. And this one here, I'm expecting we're going to possibly get some of the bigger release dates posted. We might even get a new game teased because this is kind of their bigger of the events. The Paris event usually is not as big as the end of the year. So I imagine it's going to be I imagine they'll probably hopefully give us some card release dates on some of the big titles. I'd love to see a Last of Us 2 release date, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. We're not going to see a release date this year for it. We'll hopefully see some possibly more gameplay. So there's a little bit of rundown of when it's going to happen. They don't really list anything in detail wise yet. So they at least got some dates and times nailed down for their big events, but as of yet, no official game information other than the PAX West. So
yeah, and as we get closer to PlayStation Experience, we'll probably see some more stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely for the Paris week and for the Anaheim show in December, we'll definitely get some more info passed along as we get closer to them for sure. But at least they got dates and times and shit nailed down already. Mark your calendars.
I don't know if I'm going to go as far as to request that day off, but I will be watching Twitter very closely those days for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, moving on. The game chat app Discord begins testing video chat and screen sharing. I was talking to Panther pre-podcast about the game chat services, the programs that we have, and how I feel like TeamSpeak is not really one of the major ones that's used anymore. We've had Discord and Curse. Oop, there's my phone alarm. Let me stop that. Anyways, we've had Discord and Curse as, for me, the big two PC programs that people use for chatting services. And Curse was just bought out by Twitch. So for me, the kind of the usability of it, it's not very user friendly as far as I can navigate it. And I feel like I'm pretty savvy with computer programs and stuff, and I'm definitely not computer illiterate. But it feels clunky. It doesn't feel very user friendly at all, and I don't really care for it that much. So we haven't really used it. Currently, we're recording this on Discord right now. So I like the idea of them adding video chat, and I feel like it kind of corners the market in their favor, gives them the advantage over the other programs, because Skype, another one that was very big, and I don't have any numbers to prove this, and I haven't researched it as well, so I could just be blowing hot air out of my ass, but I feel like Skype has been used less and less over the past few years, and now that Discord, one of the major programs that people use for game chat, now that that's going to be implementing video chat, I think that's going to corner the market, like I said, in their advantage, and it's probably going to be the biggest chat service that we have. In this past May, it surpassed 45 million users. So, I mean, that's a lot of people, and for them to test and implement video chat's a pretty big deal. That's a huge addition to what the service can offer and the ways that you can use it. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. I probably won't use it on an everyday basis. I probably won't even use it for the podcast, but from time to time, yeah, I could say probably doing the video chat for sure. And there's going to be other people that, of course, make heavy use of that, and other people's that just won't touch it at all. There's all kinds that use it, but still, to have the option there is better than not having the option. So good on them, I guess.
Exactly. Like, yeah, we used to use TeamSpeak, and we tried Curse, and now we're using Discord so we can all get together and chat. And I just wish they had an actual integrated recording function.
Yep.
That was one thing I missed that TeamSpeak had that I liked. Wish Discord had that built in, would be a nice addition. The video chat, I think, is a step in the right direction. I think they showing that they're investing and upgrading the system. It'll keep people using it. So I think it's a smart move. I really do.
Absolutely. All right, so talk to us about Crackdown 3. I know you've never played. I was a fan of the series before that.
Yeah,
but...
you were definitely. I mean, I definitely interested when I heard that it was coming, because I was like interested. Okay, it's an Xbox One game, but I don't have one. But I'm still, hey, people will play games online. I still watch quite a few people play games that I don't play. So, and so I was like, okay, a new game coming. I got no problem with watching someone playing an Xbox. But it's been delayed. So Crackdown 3, I thought this was supposed to be a big title for the Xbox One X launch. I do believe that was, I don't think they, was going to be, the main title to sell an Xbox One X with, but it being now delayed until early 2018. Microsoft is delaying the release of Crackdown 3 from November 7th to spring of 2018. The company confirmed with the Polygon website is where the story's from. I'm going to list it in the description. Shannon Loftus, Microsoft Studios Publishing Game General, said the game is delaying the company is delaying the Xbox One and PC game to give development teams, because there's two teams working on it, Regent Games and Sumo Digital. Oh, geez, three of them, and Cloudline extra time. Jesus Christ.
Maybe that's the problem.
Cloud, fuck, that's a weird name. Anyways, extra time to ensure a quality experience. They're very excited about Crackdown 3, so are many fans. And it's difficult to call the move to the release date. So there's a statement here from them saying that they didn't want to, but to make sure the game comes out and is as tight as they want it to be, and is not broken. Which delaying video games is like the in thing to do now, anyways. I don't know why they just don't announce every game to come out 3 months. Oh, here it is at E3. 3 months later, all these games go out. Nah, 3 weeks later, just everything's delayed. Because that's the thing to do. Like, we're giving all these games, and we're going to delay them all, because that's the cool thing to do. But, yeah, so anyone that was looking forward to playing some Crackdown this year, unfortunately. Like so many other fans of other games. 2018 is going to be when you're going to get your hands on it. 2018 is going to be fucking busy at the first of it. I think I might have to sell a kidney. Not for this game, but for all the other games that are coming out first of 2018. There's quite a few of them.
Well, especially now that you're in the PC market as well.
Yeah, Jesus, more games I won't be able to fucking have time to play.
No, but you got to think, though, Steam is going to work great for you. You got to learn to love it because all the Steam sales that go on, the winter sale, the summer sale, they're big deals. You get a lot of stuff discounted.
Oh, I know. Even though I haven't been a PC gamer for quite a few years, I still watch the Steam sales. But yeah, so Crackdown 3 being delayed is not a big shock. Game delays now aren't big news, but it's one of the bigger games that's Microsoft sided that's been delayed, I think, in a while.
Yep.
That I can recall. There's not been any other major titles that I've seen come out that are going to be delayed on Microsoft side, but here we go.
Yep.
And it being on PC, you might be able to play that, Baker. It's going to be on PC.
Yeah, I might be able to, and that would be great for me because I really loved the first Crackdown. I actually didn't get to play the second one. I know it did change significantly from the formula of the first one, but I really, really love the first one. So hopefully Crackdown 3 will be a return to form and something that I can play on PC. Yeah, I'd be excited for that.
Hope your system's strong enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, by that time, by 2018, I might have a new one. I don't know.
You might. Who knows?
Let's see. All right, moving on. Call of Duty World War II. The title of this, I think, is a little bit misleading, but I guess it's still a true statement. Call of Duty World War II gives you prizes for watching others open loot boxes. So, another game with loot boxes. I'm so sick of this shit. I really am. I fucking hate loot boxes.
But Golf Clash has loot boxes.
I know, and it's fucking addicting though. It's awful. I hate it. Just give me stuff or let me spend in-game credits to do it. Whatever. I hate the random generated boxes. I hate all of them.
Yeah,
it's awful. Anyways, so as we know, Call of Duty World War II will have a social space called Headquarters. And this will be a place where up to 48 people can spend time in between online player matches. Think of it as a community lobby where a bunch of people can gather and hop in and out of. So one of the things that you can do is, as we just said, the loot boxes. You can unlock those while playing the game. You can also watch other people open their loot boxes. If you have absolutely nothing else to do with your life while you're playing a game, you can watch other people open random boxes. Doesn't that sound great?
I'm gonna buy it just to sit in the lobby and watch people open loot boxes.
Apparently they said they will lead to there's a chance you will be rewarded, I guess, for watching people open their boxes. I have no idea how that gets implemented or how they determine what the chances are of that, or like if you need to be facing them while they're doing it, if you need to somehow get involved and hit a button or something. I don't know the mechanics, but it sounds awful to me. It sounds stupid. I don't want to watch people open their shit. I don't want to watch myself open my shit.
If you just have to be in the lobby and people open loot boxes, you know what people will do? They will leave their fucking whatever gaming console or platform they're playing on. They'll load it into a lobby and like set their controller to make their character spin so it doesn't go to sleep, and they'll set that fucking thing up for days. I'm going away for the weekend. I gotta leave the Xbox on or the PlayStation on. The controller taped to the fucking character spins around and around in the circle, and fucking I'll be watching people open loot boxes for 3 days. They'll come back with a pair of fucking purple boots. There you go. There's your reward. You spent fucking $300 on electricity and wore out your controller for a pair of purple boots.
Worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. I'm gonna buy an Xbox One X just for that.
Just for the loot boxes.
Just for loot boxes. I'm not gonna play the game. I'm just gonna sit in the lobbies, tell everybody I banged their mom, and then wait to get some purple boots.
You'll fit right in.
Shit.
All right, so the headquarters also contains a feature called The Pit, and this is an area designed for one-on-one Call of Duty gunfights. Now, I'm not sure how the mechanics are going to actually translate, but I guess it's a little 1v1 scenario, like a little setup for you. I don't know if it's an extremely small version of the map or if it's like kind of like an obstacle course that's set up that you'll be fighting against somebody in. I'm not sure how they're going to implement it, but they have this area called the pit, and it'll be 1v1. So when somebody says 1v1 me, bro,
I was just gonna say,
yeah, you can go to the pit.
to the pit.
Yeah. So headquarters also contains a shooting range for testing out and practicing new weapons. It also includes proximity voice chat, which will be great. I can't wait to hear all the squeakers. It'll include daily and weekly quest leaderboards, dynamic gameplay events, and this actually sounds kind of interesting. Dynamic gameplay events which will force resting players to defend an area on short notice. The example given of the last is an aerial scramble that drives players to anti-air guns to fend off enemy aircraft from the base. So in the lobby, there will be random events every once in a while. And I actually like that idea. If you're going to make a lobby, it's going to have a bunch of people in there. You know, if somebody's going to take a shit, it's going to be a few minutes or whatever, and then all of a sudden air raid sirens start going off, and you've got to, hop on something to defend the lobby. That's kind of a cool idea, I like that. Keep them involved, keep them active, and make it more than just kind of like a passive experience. I can applaud that last part. That's cool.
Well, the pit, the 1v1, the shooting range, and that all kind of sound like a decent addition to a lobby.
Yeah, it's going to be very beefy as far as what you can actually do in the lobby, as far as just
exactly
not waiting around.
Yeah, so if you're waiting for somebody to show up to go off on a multiplayer party or whatever, and you want to go in there, you can do a 1v1 just to kill some time, or try out some different guns. That's actually smart. I actually kind of applaud them a little bit for that. That's thinking outside the box.
Yeah, the headquarters sounds almost better than the actual game.
Yeah. People be just live streaming the headquarters. 9-hour headquarter live stream on Twitch.
Yeah, watch me open these loot boxes.
1v1 me, bro. Someone's gonna start a series. Someone's gonna start a fucking YouTube series.
Oh God.
Called 1v1 me, bro, and it's gonna be in the headquarters. You're around challenge. You wait and fucking see. I call it right now. Mark it. 8/18/2017. Panther calls it.
Yep. I believe it.
Actually, it might be interesting to watch.
I don't know about all that.
Well, it's like a few beers. Who knows?
Maybe. All right, so talk to us about the dreaded Nintendo Switch. It actually has a positive note in today's podcast.
Well, this is the headline was what drew me to this. The Switch will have more exclusives in 9 months than the Xbox One has had in all of 2016 and 2017 together. Wow.
Wow.
Uber, you should have been here.
What the fuck is Microsoft doing?
Uber, you should have been here, pal. The time you could actually praise your Switch a little bit, and here it is, you're not here.
Yep, this
stuck in traffic.
Podcast moment right here.
Stuck in traffic.
Yeah, wow. What does that say about Microsoft? It's the Xbox One exclusives. That includes the PC titles, right? If it's a Microsoft exclusive, it's for Xbox and PC because they have
exclusive retail game tally for Xbox One and the Switch looks as follows. So let's see what's here.
All right.
Forza Horizon 3, Gears of War 4, Quantum Break, Recore, Dead Rising 4, Halo Wars 2. I'm not sure if that's PC. Crackdown 3, but that doesn't count because it's not out yet.
I was just about to say that's not updated.
That's so, and then Super's Lucky Tale and Forza Motorsport 7. Well, isn't that the one that's new? That's not even out yet? 7?
I'm not sure.
I think that's the one
we
that
still
comes
have
out
a couple
with
months left in 2017.
Right, so counting the end of the year. So they technically, since we know Crackdown 3's they have 8 games.
Yep.
And the Switch we'll go over them right quick. It's Zelda, 1-2 Switch. I don't know, that's pushing it. It's a party game, but it still is a game, I guess. Mario Kart 8, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Mario Rabbids Kingdom, Mario X Rabbids, Mario and Rabbids, whatever it's called, Kingdom Battle, Pokken Tournament DX, Super Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So they have 10, and we know as of right now, because of Crackdown, they have 8.
Yep.
So, in a whole year cycle, 2016, 2017, a whole 2-year cycle technically, all of 2016 and all of 2017, so that's 2 years, they had 8 games. The Switch has been at 9 months, has 10. And I mean, I'll be kind of, I'll be honestly, it's 9 because Mario Kart 8 was out for the Wii U, so first. So
That's
technically, if we want to go, because we're taking Crackdown off the list, it's 9-8, 9-8 for Switch.
Wow.
Yeah. That's bad.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, Xbox. I mean, they've been really dropping the ball. I feel like, and we've addressed it several times in several different podcasts.
Oh yeah, like many times.
Yeah, but what the hell is Microsoft doing? I don't know. I almost feel like they're abandoning it, but they just rolled out a brand new console. So they're not, like this is still a major part of what they're doing. They're still in the console race. They're putting out, quote unquote, the most powerful console ever built and on the market currently with the Xbox One or Xbox
Xbox One X.
One X. Yeah, I almost said S, and I said no, that's not right.
Yeah, because they couldn't actually give it a proper fucking name.
Right. I almost said Scorpio, but that was the
that was the placeholder name. But still, they should have stuck with Scorpio. I think it would have been smart.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, when I seen this article, I was like, wow, the Switch is 9 months old, has more exclusives than the Xbox. That's crazy. I like this. I like to see the list of all the PlayStation exclusives in that same time frame. I don't. It's not in the article. They should have listed that. No, sadly.
Yeah, they should have. That's a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, that could have really stuck it to both of them. But I guess it's a Switch praise article. I guess. I'll link it in the description if anyone wants to read all what they've stated in here. But yeah, they do list the games. Like I said, I'll be fair. It's 9-8 Switch, but man, like 9 months, and you get stomped by a launch console.
That's by half a console.
yeah. In our opinion, that's a half a console. Yeah.
That's really bad. I would have really been genuinely interested in what Uber had to say on this topic.
Yeah. If he
likes Switch and Xbox.
Yeah, he's a fan of both. And I mean, like I said, I shouldn't say I'm not a fan of Xbox games. Some of the games they have are good games. I'm just not going to buy another console to play the games. They're not that good that I want to buy a console for them. So, but there's still some good games there. But yeah, I mean, I definitely would have liked to hear his opinion. So maybe if we have time, maybe in the next podcast, if he can actually make it, we'll ask his opinion if we can think of it. Or if someone wants to comment, hit him up on his Twitter. Hit him up on his Twitter. Hit him up on jump into one of his live streams and hassle the shit out of him. Say, how come you never on the podcast, yo?
I was about to say, ask him how he has time for that, but not the podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Oh shit. So
all
yeah,
right,
so on. That's gonna be a first that we've covered a positive.
Yeah, that's why I say he should have been here for this one. This would have been his moment.
Yep. Oh well. Mom spaghetti.
All right, we're gonna move on to one of my current favorites, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. They released, I guess, just a statement here on Steam through the community from the development and the community team, and they're changing the scheduled patch rollouts. And I'll read just briefly part of what they have written here. It says, since we launched into early access March 23rd, we've done our best to keep you up to date with everything we're working on and pushing out. And since then, they've managed to release 14 different updates to the game across weekly and monthly scheduled rollouts. And as of today, which was August 16th when this was written, they're changing their patch and update schedule to improve how they work on the game and set realistic expectations for players. So they will no longer be doing weekly or monthly patches on a specific schedule. And they said the reason why is they found internally that being rushed to finish certain features and having shorter quality assurance test time between pushing updates has caused more issues than it has solved in regards to maintaining a higher standard of quality. So I can understand that, especially as something frequently as weekly updates. I mean, that's extremely quick.
And I mean, that's the one advantage of PC developing is they can push patches out at will. So that's nice that they can update whenever they kind of want to, versus console. But yeah, like a weekly update is excessive. I mean, a monthly update is even to me is excessive. So so like I haven't got my chance to play this yet. Until my PC build happens soon. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm all for them pulling back their schedule, and I haven't even played the game yet. I'm like, I understand, like a fucking weekly patch is just crazy. Even monthly, in my mind, are a little excessive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I applaud them for realizing that they're just overburdening themselves with patches. Because how do you go from Monday to Friday and say, oh, here's another fix? Oh, Monday to Friday, we got to fix what we broke last week.
Yeah. Well, it's important to know, like they said, that the QA testing period is so short that sometimes it causes problems, and I believe that. Especially with a game this big. This is a very big game, and there's a lot of stuff involved into it. So any little thing that you change could have wider effects than you anticipated. So I think this is good, and this is a very mature way to handle it. They come out and tell us. Definitely. Yeah. It's very nice. This is a good PR thing that they did here. And another excerpt from this post that they made is, although we may not release a weekly patch, we will utilize the test servers, which they have separate test servers for their patches. So that's also, I think, a good thing and another PC advantage. We will utilize the test servers for significantly longer periods of time and deploy patches and hotfixes when necessary. So they're not saying that, we're not going to touch the game for several months and nothing's going to be done while we do this other stuff. They're still going to keep an eye on it, and with the advantage of having a separate test server that people can play in, it's still going to be constantly monitored. They're going to be putting new things and fresh things into there and testing different stuff. And based on how fast that process is, they could have those updates ready. But what we're going to see from here on out, based on this announcement from them, is we're going to see beefier patches less often, and then hot fixes throughout, if they need to fix anything else. So that's getting a little closer to the regular line of development for other companies, or other developers at least. So I think this is, again, a mature move from them. It's smart from a PR standpoint to come out and tell us, hey, this is why we're doing it, and it's obviously to maintain quality. And they have regularly updated. Almost every time I log in, I feel like, or every other time, there's some type of update I have to download for this game. So it's been updated like crazy over the past few months, and since its early access release of March 23rd. So they said they're still on track. They wanted to assure that we're still on track to release the game as per the updated timeline, and that they're not winding down development or becoming complacent. There's still a lot of work to do, but I mean, good stuff from them. I like that they came out and told us. They told us the reasons why, and that there are still going to be hot fixes. So all around good stuff for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah, I think the community's behind them. Like, I mean, they have such a huge fan base, player base, that, I mean, once they come out with that type of statement and explain, like, oh, we're not doing weekly updates, which I still think was crazy to begin with. So, so I'm all for them, looking at it, going, hey, like, let's put together a fucking actual patch that fixes shit and updates shit, and test it for a couple weeks, and then put it out and say, here you go, here's a nice pulse patch, here makes the game a lot better, and then have them break shit. So I think it's a smart fucking move. I can't knock that at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
All right,
this has been a somewhat positive podcast so far.
Yeah, strangely enough. It's probably because work's not here.
Yeah, that must be it.
All right, moving on to the PS4. Back to our home station here.
Yeah.
Talk just about the software beta.
So the 5.0 firmware is hit beta. I didn't get in again. I signed up for it. They never fucking sent me an email. Sony don't like me, I guess. But so this is the PlayStation blog. Is a list of some of the features. I don't believe these are all of the features, because I know the last time they had the big update, think 4.5 or whatever it was. There was a few things that weren't noted or were technically released to anybody until kind of like just days before it actually came live to everybody. There was a few things that said, oh, also we've thrown in these little key features, and one of them was the boost function for PlayStation 4, so for the Pro version. So they're not, I don't know, people are complaining this isn't really worthy of a 5.0 title, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure all what we're going to get, but what they listed so far was family on PSN. So a better family manager, parent, guardian management tools, which don't affect me. I'm the only one who uses my PlayStation, and no one else is allowed. One feature that's thrown in that I do like is a friend list management. And in place of the current friends group tabs, we're adding a custom list tab within friends, which allows you to create and edit custom lists of friends. This makes it easier for you to manage your friends and access specific groups. For example, you can create a custom list for your Destiny teammates and easily send them raid invites. So I like that. I like that they're adding custom lists so you can say, okay, these 5 guys I always play Battlefield with, or these 4 guys I always play golf with, or whatever. And you can group them in so it's easier to go in that group list and find your friends. I think that's smart instead of having to scroll through a list of 30 or 40 people that could be online. That's a nice feature.
Yeah.
There's also, for PlayStation 4 Pro, you'll be able to Twitch stream at 1080-60.
That's nice.
That's a nice improvement for anyone with a Pro. There's some updates coming to VR, which doesn't affect me. Or actually, the only one of the podcasts has VR, I do believe, is Uber. I'm pretty sure it's VR. Yeah, there's some changes coming to VR. Message improvements, notification updates. They're still not, as from what I can tell from people that already have the beta, not allowing you to actually clear your notifications, which they need to fix. I hate that notification field. Quick menus are getting an option to leave parties. So now instead of going all the way into the party menu, you can just pull the quick menu up and jump out of a party a little quicker. So there's a few additions that are definitely nice. Nothing to me anyways is massive. The Twitch screaming. I'm tired of drinking. This is not a great combination. The Twitch streaming in 1080-60 is nice. I'm getting a Pro. 1st of September, I pre-ordered the Destiny bundle, the white PlayStation 4 Pro. So I'm hoping to get into doing some more streaming. So, and with my PC build, between the Pro and the PC, hopefully, I'll be doing some more Twitch streaming and some YouTube streaming possibly as well. So that 1080-60 is going to be nice, especially because if it streams in 1080-60, hopefully then it archives in 1080-60. Which then would be fine to take that down and upload it to YouTube. So it's an advantage. But other than that, there's a few things that people will probably like. But yeah, a lot of people are saying there's not much there, not much of an update. Why is it a big 5.0? But I don't know. Other than fixing the notifications to make them kind of like where they were before, speeding up the back end of the EOS, which some people say it seems snappier than playing on the beta, and adding the ability to completely remove what you do not want from the UI and the home screen. That's about it. Other than that, I don't really know what else I want on the PlayStation.
PlayStation Now.
Well, that is not. I don't really know if that's an OS update. That's the same with people pounding the pitchforks are still wanting the, change my PSN name. Well, that's not really an OS update. That's a back-end Sony update. That's something they have to implement on their servers and their database. That's nothing to do with your PlayStation 4 that I know of, my opinion. But yeah, so there's the details are going to be in the notes as always in the description, the link to the blog. But yeah, I don't know. Other than fixing the notifications and making a faster, snappier UI, I don't really looking for much else after this.
Yeah, there really isn't too much else aside from the major features or programs that the PS4 can offer. Like I said, PlayStation Now. There's really, I don't think, too much left to be improved.
No,
I think it's
I
about
don't think,
it.
I don't know. I mean, if anyone else can think of something, definitely, definitely throw it in the comments, tweet us,
Well, and
whatever. Yeah,
And
I
it
mean,
makes sense too that we're on 5.0 now because after all the updates in between the major numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's had a lot of stuff added to it.
Yeah.
PS4 now is a hell of a lot better than when it was first released.
Yeah.
As with any system that gets upgraded over time. So
exactly.
at 5.0, there's really not too much left to ask for.
I don't think. I mean, people were, kind of like, well, not much here. What's the point of it? I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe some of the updates aren't for you, but some of those updates will make a lot of the people happy.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, too, is that when you hit a solid number for an update, that usually signifies sweeping changes.
That's the thing, too. Like, people were expecting bigger and better, but like, I don't know. People weren't really given any, what do they want? They were just saying, doesn't seem like much. It kind of sucks. The typical, just like, well, why don't you give me a list of 5 things you think they should have had instead? Like, nothing. They were just, this didn't seem like much of an update. Fuck it. They might as well just call it a stability update and just pushed forward. I'm like, wow, someone's sour. But, I mean, I guess you can't please everybody.
No.
But I'm not upset by what we're getting. I just think that there's still, a few little things that there's still left. But like I said, that I don't think they come out and said that's all that's coming either. I think there could be a few things maybe that we don't know yet. It's hard to say.
Surprises in store, yeah.
Yes, so maybe it's a loot crate.
If it is, will you 1v1 me, bro?
Hell yeah.
So terrible. Oh my god. I feel like less smart of a person just for having said that.
Oh, I know. Me too.
All right, so we're going to move on to the final topic for tonight. Actually, we are almost at exactly 1 hour. This has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's funny that with two of us, we can actually stay more on topic. As the 4 of us, we really go on some tangents.
Oh, do we ever?
But we've actually knocked out every one of these topics that we wanted to, so this is great on timing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so moving to the last topic here. Ubisoft, once again, embarrassed and diminished in the eyes of gamers. They hosted a For Honor tournament, which, as a lot of you know, all 2 of you, they probably... I mean, I don't know what they could do as far as a short of a complete overhaul, but the game just has not done well since its initial release. As we talked about last podcast, the drop-off in the player base has been astronomical. So they've still done extremely well in trying to engage the community. I do have to say that I like their page on Facebook, and they are constantly doing different seasons of challenges and adding new characters and doing all this stuff. They actually really are very active with the community. So they held the tournament recently, and it ended in embarrassment because the final matches consisted entirely of players abusing exploits and incredibly unbalanced ability, as well as bugs. That's kind of what the exploits are, I guess. So basically, the final most pro players in a tournament for money, they were playing, and they were just abusing the fuck out of this game, bending it over and using all the glitches that have not been fixed, and the unbalanced nature of some of these abilities, and basically playing very, very, very much without honor.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's I've got to say it's bad on Ubisoft. It's bad on the development team of For Honor because they haven't fixed this stuff. Because apparently, and this is from the Reddit post that I've read through a few of the comments, this is not anything new. There's no recent issues. These are all things that just haven't been fixed over the past several months. And for these people to go to an actual tournament and just say, forget it, I'm going to play this way, and I'm going to win, playing dirty. They actually did it, and it really is an embarrassment for Ubisoft. Not only because when you have a tournament like this, it puts your game back in the spotlight, and if you have bugs and glitches that people can abuse, you have to assume that they're going to, and even if you don't go in with that mindset, still to have aspects of the game that are performing unlike what you designed them to do, you're going to want to fix that. If it gives players a certain advantage, if they know how to do this or something it's not intended, then you've got to fix it. I mean, that's, it's step 1 and 2 on the logic train. So for them not to have done anything for known issues for several months, I mean, you know what? Fuck them. I don't feel very mad at the people that did it to them. I feel like it's really more of an embarrassment and kind of like a, this should be fixed by now, and since it's not, then whatever, fuck you, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, in the Reddit post, they list some videos of the actual like gameplay stuff going on, and it says, and finally, the winner of the tournament admitted to using an exploit called Unlock Tech, which is a technique that changes certain properties of the abilities and moves in a game. If performed at particular times, for instance, it can make certain attacks bypass one's block or make attacks faster. The creative director responds to this when the winner received the award. And I don't have the exact quote because the video, I'm not going to load it up right now, but there is a clip to the video of him handing the trophy or whatever to the winner and kind of making a comment about how the fella played. So I mean, they know that he was doing it. They like, it's not like, oh, the guy figured it out, was doing it, and only the people that are in the know of this glitch that just was figured out knew it. Like, this has been going on for a while. And I read this and I'm like, man, I watched a couple of the clips and I'm like, man, like, how much worse can it get for this game? I mean, it was, I don't know, the player base falling apart. And then this exploits, and then this tournament held by Ubisoft themselves, and they get embarrassed at their own tournament. That's just bad.
Yep.
But like, I like the top comment on the Reddit post. It's like, not trying to step on anyone's toes, but is there an audience for For Honor esports? Yeah, I'm like, probably not. I don't know. I'm not a big
one, at least.
I'm not a big esports fan at all, and I couldn't see myself watching a lot of people fighting, in the tournament style. I was hoping for an awesome story in this game, something that could be, watched, and because I didn't think I would pick it up after playing the beta, but I was hoping for an interesting story mode to at least watch someone else play it, but I don't think anyone even uploaded that. I never went looking for it that hard. But the people I subscribed to are some pretty big YouTubers. I don't remember any of them playing it, so maybe it just wasn't their game. But yeah,
I mean, and maybe like me, this is one of the biggest disappointments as far as the last couple of years, as far as big releases go. This is one of my biggest disappointments because I was supremely hyped for this game for at least 2 years.
Yeah, as was I.
And I was following it closely and couldn't wait, and then I actually didn't end up having the money to buy it, and I didn't pre-order it because I don't pre-order anymore. I'm done with that. But I didn't buy it at the time because I didn't have the money, and negative reviews started flowing in. I started watching videos, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be careful. I'm going to be patient with this one. And yeah, it was just constant bad. That's all I heard about it. Yeah. And I played the beta before release, and I was like, okay, so the gameplay seems pretty fluid. It seems like it could be cool, but this has such an unbelievable learning curve to it, and I feel like after a couple weeks, if not a couple weeks, then a couple months for sure, after this game rolls out, it's going to be only the super pro people playing, and that's going to be bad for me because I'm just not extremely good at this stuff. So at a certain point when it's mainly a multiplayer game and there's only good people left, that's just kind of shutting out the rest of the community.
Yeah, when everything becomes a learned skilled game, like, yeah, where these other people could progress because they don't have jobs, yep. And they become nothing but, straight up masters of the game. You jump online, and I don't know how good the balancing was to put you in a lobby with other people that are, same level. I don't know how that was going to work, the matchmaking, but even still, I mean, you get someone that's not maybe a whole lot better than you that's got more time in the game is going to be better eventually. Yep. And that catch up is going to be the problem, and that's what kind of worried me because I played the beta and I didn't get a lot of time. I was very busy when the beta came out, and I was like really like a day and a half before I actually got in to actually play. And I jumped into a match at 1v1, and I just got smoked. Like, I couldn't do anything. I jumped into the conquest style, and I could actually get a lot of kills, and I was figuring it out. But if I jump into a 1v1 or that 2-on-2 combat style, I was just getting fucking owned. I'm like, I can't block. I can't. This is like the guys were just walking over. I was dead. I was like, what the hell? Like these guys must have just sat there and all they did was learn every ounce of their move of that character for like a day and a half, walk into the tournament and just smoke everybody. And I was like, this is no fun. Like that just frustration. And I'm like, I rage at some of the easier games I play. So my blood pressure can't handle For Honor. So yeah, I'm disappointed that that's what was going to be the end result of the game. So I don't feel bad for Ubisoft at this point in time on this. They I mean the game may have been good, but there's so much unbalanced abilities and unbalanced characters and exploits are still in the game after all this time. They deserve the embarrassment, I think.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day now, months and months after release, that the game still has major bugs and exploits. That's the embarrassment, and they paid for it by putting it on a stage.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. All right, fellas. Well, that's gonna do it. We're coming to the end of the podcast here. Thank you so much for listening. Of course, everything that we've talked about or referenced will be in the description of the YouTube video that's going up. Of course, we're on SoundCloud as well. So if you guys have any comments or questions, any ideas for PlayStation updates that we could see, let us know. Of course, you can tweet us at 4Player Co-op Live. Leave a comment on the YouTube page as well. However you want to contact us, you have a couple ways to do it. So thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Later.